Hey guys, it's Lord here, back in with another action figure review of the long-awaited Marvel Legends Wal-Mart exclusive. Oh, geez, we got another one coming up next month in October with frickin' Mysterio. Far superior figure to this guy, I might add, but I digress. Today we're taking a look at Spider-Man 77, brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, who despite the fact took forever to get Walmart this figure so they could in turn get it to me so I could get Good Buddy Evil Villains box the frick out of here, is a decent figure. Kinda lacking in accessories, but I didn't pay the 30 bucks he's going for now. I paid 25. Haha, pre-order, pre-order, pre-order. That price is almost always honored. I know BBTS has the tariff surcharge BS going on, but even that's like a couple bucks here and there. It's not that bad. So, with that being said, I'm going to cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look, see at all Spider-Man 77 has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with a pair of kind of semi-open hands. These are alright, I guess. Got the standard hinge in there. But there you go. We do also have the web splats. I think these came with the animated Walmart exclusive Spider-Man, but we get them again here. The web splats, I'm surprised we haven't seen again. They came with the Gamerverse, was it Velocity or the Spider Armor? Not the silver one, but the other one that was like the normal Spidey colors. I think they just reissued it with some extra hands. One of those came with like some webs that actually wrapped around figures. It had like a big one that wrapped around the shoulders and a small one that went over the head. I think we should be getting those instead. They're actually useful, whereas these just kind of, I don't know, sit on top of figures. Kind of pathetic. That said, what's also pathetic is that this guy has a rope to hang himself. No, I'm just kidding. I do not condone that kind of behavior. Do not do that, alright? It's just a joke, because he literally comes with a rope. What else are you going to do with it? This is getting worse. I guess you could play jump rope with it. That's a little less freaking morbid. But in the 77 Spider-Man show, movies, not sure what they were exactly, he used the rope instead of webs to swing around. It's effective, I guess, for the time, so more power to him. But taking a closer look at Spider-Man 77, it is the Mr. Fantastic body, I believe, but pinless. So he's got pinless arms, pinless legs, but yet we do not have a Mr. Fantastic on his body. Kind of weird. Does he have the removable arms? He does not. His arms are in there. Those are not coming out. So, is it the Mr. Fantastic body? I heard it was. Maybe it's not. I'm not sure. But at any rate, as far as his articulation goes, his head will look side to side. Very tight on mine. He'll also look up about this far. Down about this far. Now, am I tripping, or does this version of Spider-Man usually have like black lenses? They look more like tricked out shades. I feel like he does. That said, if you can pull this off, kind of lower his head on that ball peg, and I think that looks a little better, but that's just me. That's just me. He does have an ab crunch that will lean back and lean forward. Waist twist nice and tight because of his utility belt. Is that what that is? Shoulders will pop out about this far. Back down, all the way around. Bicep twist. Double jointed elbow. Ooh. I had to heat up every frickin' hinge on, not just mine, but my Good Buddy Evil Villains when I got these. So be mindful of that when you get them out of the packaging. To make sure all your joints move, because they are tight AF. I think his was a little looser than mine, but he likes to pose his up a little bit more than I do. I just do the stand in attention, whatnot. He does have hinge swivel wrists. He's got his wrist watch. Not sure if he could turn into 10 different alien forms with that thing, but at any rate, still waiting on that new Ben 10 line. Tips will kick out, back down, forward and back. He's got a thigh cut. That works just fine. Double jointed knees. Those work just fine. Good crunch on those. No boot swivel, though he does have like a cut for a boot here. So that's interesting, but, you know, nothing I really use. And then he does have a hinge in the foot with a rocker and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Now, I will say, this guy was actually ready to rock out the box. Other than having to heat up the joints, I didn't have to take anything apart and put any lubricant in him. So, kudos to Hasbro for not making a gummy piece of garbage. That's cool. More of that, please. And that $50 Spider-Man he made us buy was gummier than this dude. But at any rate, that's all I really got to say about Spider-Man 77. I'll probably put him with the likes of Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and what's the other guy? Tom Holland. For now, I know there's the Spooder-Man, the Japanese one. I don't have that yet. Maybe someday. But at any rate, I think it is time now that we move right along. Take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Spider-Man 77, alongside a couple other Spider-Mans I took a look at this past year. And boy, oh boy, what a year for Spider-Mans it has been. We not only got these two, we got Spider-Man Unlimited, we got the Spider-Boy with the crazy vampire fangs, or man-spider fangs, whichever. We're getting an overpriced battle damage one and a Magic the Gathering wave. Still scratching my head as to why that's a thing. And, of course, in true Hasbro fashion, we are probably going to get a variant of the Maximum Spider-Man here in his black costume, which, because I'm a sucker and partially stupid, I'm probably going to buy. But I will say, I held my ground and did not buy that Maximum Hulk. Not only did the head suck, that rubber torso, no bueno. I heard lots of issues with that thing. However, I will be checking out the Maximum DP, Deadpool, for those of you not in the know. However, we do also have the Ghost Spider, Spirit Spider, from the Spider-Man PS4 game. That's another bunch of Spider-Mans we got. We got a lot of Gamerverse stuff back in the spring of this year. At the moment, other than Spirit Spider here, I only have the Jumbo Venom. I would like to get the symbiote costume and the Black Cat from that wave. Eventually, not really on the want list, or the top of the want list, but definitely ones I want to check out. Along with Spooderman, the Japanese television version of old Webhead here, because he shares the same body as this guy, and I think they'd look cool together. But getting these two out of the way, the fact that it's spooky season, it's a wonder I didn't save this Spirit Spider for that, but oh well. We do have our two regulars. Speaking of spooky season, we got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulith. Still one of the best skeletons from that line. As well as the infamous Beloved Spawn, who's not a spooky, scary skeleton, but he does have a spooky, scary skull on his crotch with chains, with spikes hooked up to it. Does that count? I think it does. He also has some on his neck, too, I guess. But as always, he towers over everyone. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and truth be told, the main reason I got myself one of these is so I didn't have to pay shipping on my good buddy Evil Villains. Yeah, I'm that cheap. But at the end of the day, I have to admit that this figure is pretty cool and does what it needs to do. It's Spider-Man 77. It looks like Spider-Man 77. It probably poses like Spider-Man 77. I mean, let's face it, it wasn't the most dynamic Spider-Man ever, so the fact that some articulation points are more limited than others, especially compared to other Spider-Mans, yeah, that shouldn't be very surprising or really looked down upon, because this is literally a guy in a suit. And for being a guy in a suit, I have to say the anatomy is not half bad. However, speaking of actors in costume, I wonder how long until we get a Lou Ferrigno Hulk. That, to me, seems a little bit more iconic. Mostly because of the Billy Joel song at the end, but I digress. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.